Hey guys, so it's been a while since I did a little rambly rant video about things that I've been thinking about or just on my mind or what I've been talking about with people. I do want to say that I will be talking about the primary two genders in this video. However, I do acknowledge that there are a lot more genders than just two. Now this is something that I didn't really realize until I started dating my boyfriend, because I was previously in a relationship where I was kind of put on a pedestal, or I don't want to say worshipped because I wasn't, but it just didn't feel like equals. And I never understood the phrase marry your best friend. I didn't understand that at all. Then I met Ryan, who I like to say sometimes is more of a feminist than I am. He's genuinely the only person I've ever met or ever dated that's truly treated me as an equal. I did a rant. My necklaces are all twisted right now. Oh my god. Whatever. They're just gonna chill. I did a rant a while ago on Twitter and I was like, am I the only person who'd be okay if chivalry died? Like, I can get my own door, I can do my own stuff, thanks though. That's what this video is about. It's something that I wanted to talk about but didn't really know what to call it or how to address it or anything like that. So the video is called Ladies, You Can Do That Too, and basically that means you can do anything that a man is supposed to do for you or whatever. I also want to also acknowledging I am primarily talking about heterosexual couples, but this does apply to any kind of relationship. So in media, in today's time, it's supposedly normal or expected of a man to do certain things for a woman in a relationship, or just for women to be treated a certain way in a relationship. We're supposed to have the door held for us, we're supposed to be paid for at all times. Definitely don't propose to men. And these are things that really bother me, because that does not make us an equal if we constantly can't open our own door, we can't pay for ourselves, and we can't propose to our significant other. Not that we can't, but it's different, right? Am I right? If you heard of a girl who said, oh, I just proposed to my boyfriend, that's not the norm or whatever. I actually hope that I get to be the one to propose, because I like to break norms like that. I like to just prove that women can do anything that men can do. It's really not that complicated. And honestly, this video feels like common sense to me, but I think a lot of people still have this viewpoint that women should be paid for on dates, or when you go on a date with a man, the man pays, or that it's respectable to open a door for a woman or something. Which, granted, doing nice things for your significant other is totally not what I'm talking about. I treat Ryan to things, Ryan buys my food sometimes we open the door for each other. It's just, that's how life works, just things happen that way. But when it's every time or expected, that's when it becomes an issue. If you're expecting to be treated like a princess in a relationship, then you best well expect to treat your significant other the same exact way. I'm sorry, one sex should not be treated better than the other, because there are two ways to dehumanize someone. One is to treat them like less than a human, two is to treat them like more than human. I don't see how you can marry your best friend or date your best friend or consider your significant other your best friend when they're not treating you as an equal. So ladies, I just need to tell you, you can propose, you can open the door for your boyfriend. I've bought Ryan roses before, you can pay for him, you can do that. You can. And if it makes your boyfriend or your significant other uncomfortable, that's not okay. Ryan came up with this theory that the reason why men are expected to pay is because back in the day, women didn't even have jobs, so of course they couldn't pay because they didn't have money. Well, guess what? It's 2016. Women have a lot of jobs, we can work, we make our own money, so therefore we can pay for things. I know, it's a weird concept. 90% of the time, Ryan and I split the bill. It's just what works for us, what we prefer. We will treat each other sometimes, but to me, it doesn't have to be one person pays for the other in order for it to be considered a date. If we're having fun and we're spending time together, that's a date. Another thing expected of women has to do with bodily functions. We grow hair, we poop, we smell. That's just what happens with women. We are human beings. You're not these little precious angels that need to be cherished and naked and bald. So if your significant other is uncomfortable with any part of your bodily functions, again, a problem. When women are portrayed as these little things that have to be cared for and cradled and paid for, and they can't do anything because they are women, that's weird. It makes us feel weak, it makes us feel incompetent, and there's really no way to loop it back around to anything but women are weak. Because if you ask someone, why can't the woman pay on a date? Do you get a good answer from them? Granted, I know tons of people who believe this way and, you know, that this is also common sense to them. I know there's hundreds of thousands of people out there, but I just know that there are some of those who don't believe this and think that it's the norm for a man to pay, or expected, that's the word, or to open a door, or a woman doesn't want to date someone because they didn't open their door for them or buy them flowers or pay on the date. Like, that is so weird. If women say that they're turned off by someone because they didn't offer to pay, to me that's a turn on, okay? If they're expecting me to pay for my own shit, that's a turn on. That means that they view me as an equal. Granted, that has nothing to do with being nice for the other person and paying for them. If they do that, great. Just depends where that motive is coming from. If they genuinely believe that they are treating you and like wanting to be nice and pay for you, that's one thing. If they're saying like, well, this is what's expected, so I'm gonna do this, it's not okay. I just think a dynamic in a relationship should be to treat each other, and treat each other as equals. Because you are, whether you're male and female, female and female, whatever the relationship might be, you are equals. You are both human beings with normal body functions, so accept the other person's body functions and treat the other person like you want to be treated. If you want to be paid for all the time, pay for their stuff. And it's just hard to believe sometimes that some of these men and women have these viewpoints that are so 1950s, that aren't even modern anymore. There's no need for men to pay for everything anymore. In my opinion, it kind of paints men as the superior sex because they have the power, they have the control of treating the woman a certain way and paying for her and stuff like that, and doing everything in a relationship as far as proposing and buying flowers. No. Let me know your thoughts on this topic. If you're more traditional mindset or more modern mindseted, is that a word? And just what your views are. I'm sorry if I offended anybody in your relationship. These are just my opinions. Please keep that in mind. I don't want to offend anybody, but these are my opinions. That's why I'm posting on this channel. But I'd love to hear your opinions too. Go ahead and leave it down in the comments below, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave some more topics you want me to rant about down below, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.